Hello, friends. Welcome to Akulmach Live. My name is Chandrakant. We are now experiencing the second wave of COVID, and a lot of people have, got infected, and a lot of people got cured. The medical establishment facilities are running at full capacity at the moment, and because of this, doctors and the medical staff do not have time on their hand. At the same time, there are scarcity of supplies of vaccination, oxygen, and so on. So there are a whole lot of issues which are happening because of the number of patients reaching hospital. And in such a situation, what is the effect of the mental well-being of everyone, doctors as well as patient? This is something that we will discuss today in our show. But before that, a word on our giveaway. We have some unique Akulmach memorabilia which will make you look outstanding. The graphics on these corporate gifts are based on the global best business practices. To become recipient of one of these gifts for free, you have to watch this video till the end and provide your valuable comments. Or you can also share your experiences. The person who makes the best comment would be chosen to become a recipient of these beautiful Akulmach gift, absolutely free, delivered to your doorsteps. The winner would also get a chance to be invited live as a distinguished panelist during our next video. What are you waiting for, friends? Please subscribe Akulmach and smash that like button. Now let's get back to our discussion. Hello, friends. Today we will be discussing about the mental well-being from our guest, Dr. Pooja Bedi, who joins us from Shimla. So let me present Dr. Pooja Bedi to you without further ado.
Greetings, CK. Hope you are doing fine. And this was nice to catch up with you.
Thank you, Dr. Pooja, for asking. In fact, everyone in my family is doing fine. All the adults have been given first jab. We are waiting for the second jab. I think we are waiting for the call to come from the hospital now after 1st of May. Otherwise, we are maintaining social distancing, following all the norms. We are all doing fine.
Great. That's really nice. Nice to hear.
Well, doctor, I think I want to ask you a very specific question today, which is related to the mental health, mental well-being of everyone, which is related to elders, middle-aged people, and also kids. We have seen the first wave. We have now seeing the second wave. And since you belong to the medical fraternity, you meet so many patients and doctors, and you have a lot of friends all over the place. What is the kind of difference in attitude you have noticed between the first wave and now?
Let me first start the conversation, CK. It's a wonderful question. We are very well familiar one of the term that is adaptability. This is how and why the human race has been surviving and is still in the process of surviving in this pandemic. But during this adaptability of the phase, I myself have seen two drastic bifurcations in the attitude, you can say, of the human. When the first wave was there, and now we are undergoing the second wave of the COVID. In the first wave, we were more scared, we were more disciplined, we were more, taking precautions, we were getting ourselves more aware, we were more adaptable to many of the norms that were set by the government and many other factors. But when we are going through the second phase of the pandemic, there's a total reversal of all these things that have happened. You will see people have become less scared. That is fine if they are aware and they are following all the protocols. It is very good to stay aware. We have become less disciplined when it comes to wear the mask in the proper manner, to follow the social protocols, to follow a diet, a regime that we were following in the first wave. Somehow you can see the dip has been there in the second wave as far as the attitude of the individual or the concerned population is in question. But the only thing, CK, that has not changed, in fact, we are just seeing a soaring in this. is the mental health issues. In the first wave also, we have seen number of cases of mental health issues. In fact, I would like to do a study sooner or later in which I really want to calculate the number of mental health issues as compared to the COVID, because people who were having COVID were having a mental health issues. People who were not having COVID were also having, mental health issues. They were scared, anxiety, irritability, and many other this peripheral kind of health issues were popping up. So the number of mental health issues have not changed. It's the same in the first and the second wave. But yes, correctly mentioned, attitude of the individual, or you can say the population, has changed drastically. So my humble request is there to follow a prescribed protocol, prescribed diet regime is very, very important to if we really want to combat this particular situation.
Well, doctor, usually when we go to hospital and we consult our doctors, they are very, very humble and very polite. They are usually listen to your problems very calmly. Even sometimes, patient vent out their anguish. They feel that, hey, you're not giving me right medication, or I'm not getting cured, or whatever you gave me has not worked. But I have never seen in my so many years of 20 years of going and meeting the doctors, I've never seen any doctor losing cool. I think they have been trained to do that. But something has happened in the last 15 days. There is so much of pressure that every doctor is in so much stress, and they themselves are losing cool. So I think the both parties, which is doctors and patient, are losing cool on each other, which is very, very different, which we don't see usually. What is your opinion on this observation of mine?
Yes, CK, it happens if you overuse a generator till the time it is giving you cooling by different electrical appliances, it is absolutely fine. But if you are going to overheat it, it's definitely going to have some kind of repercussions. So the same thing is happening. It's not that it is coming from the patient side. What I feel like, it is not that we are not used to the rush of the patients in the IPDs, OPDs. They're pretty used to that. So this is not a big question. But the question is, when you don't have the resources, so if you don't have the resources, how are you going to cater for the people who are actually looking at you for a need? And if you are not able to fulfill that, it somehow definitely will generate some kind of anguish. So the conflict, the reason behind the conflict for whatever is happening between doctor and patient is not because between them actually, it is the non-availability or the very low amount of availability of the resources in terms of, you can say, oxygen supply, in terms of vaccination, so and many other things. PPE kits for them, the kind of hygiene facilities they require at their front, those are lacking. So all these factors which are contributing is actually leading to this kind of conflict. But there has I don't think there has been a direct conflict during this pandemic between the doctor, physicians, with their patients. This is the profession, and we should be dealing with it in a more gentle and a humble manner. But it's a resource and resourcefulness which is uh, doing all this stuff.
Yes, doctor, I think I agree with you because there are overwhelming crowd at the hospitals, and different hospitals have different processes to manage the crowd, crowd management and all that. Eventually, everything lands at the table of the doctor, and doctors are aware of the situation more than the patient, because the background of what is going on, doctors are much more aware. They have a network, so they feel sometimes helpless, and because of that they are losing cool, it looks like. Um, but patient must also keep calm, because this is a pandemic that we are dealing with, and it's an act of god. It is something that nobody has control. End of the day, even doctor has come from us only. We are all human beings. So if I'm a patient, doctor is also a human being. So we have to treat the doctor also like a human. Considering all these things, what is your two letter mantra for patient as well as doctor to maintain their mental peace?
CCK first, for doctors, though, it's very difficult for me to recommend anything, but only to have patience. We have to be very very precise with the kind of conversation we have, since we don't have time so much these days. So it has to be very precise, of a shorter duration. And yes, some kind of resources are to be made available by the government and at the end of the hospital itself and the pharmaceutical companies. For doctors to maintain peace, they don't have time for that, CK. At least till the time we don't see the peak of the second wave, which is expected to come in next couple of weeks. So somehow we have to be on our toes, and which is pretty fine. This is what the soldiers have been doing it since so many years, for our country. So we can be on our toes as well. So it's not a big deal. But coming down to patients specifically, see, first, CK, the factor is the knowledge, the kind of knowledge and the kind of correct facts are there in it. Till the time the correct facts and the logical facts are there, it is fine. But when they are mixed with the unlogical and the things which are more mythical in nature, they tend to somehow generate some kind of irritability and anxiety in the patients. So my request to all the people first is to please be nicely aware of what exactly is happening. Be prepared for the unpredictability that is happening. The only thing we can predict these days and for next couple of months is the unpredictability of the pandemic, how it is going to go into what way it is going to turn out to. So be aware, please be very well prepared for the kind of unpredictable predictable situations that are going to come. How we can handle is a thing. Now, CK, when the first wave was there, we were adapting in nature. Now, in the second wave, we have already adapted to the changes. My own parents and in-laws were not very apt with the virtual media usability, but now they both are actually, at both the ends they are very apt calling on WhatsApp or Zoom calls or any virtual media calls. So now we have adapted with the time span of good 1 odd year. So when talking specifically of the children, the schools are open, so fixed scheduling, a good timetable is to be maintained. See, 4 5 hours are already gone in the school, then homework consumes some time. So as a parent, it becomes a responsibility to give them some time for the recreational activity as well. The exams times are coming, we can't just push them for one or thing, studying all this thing. But the social factors, since the physical communication is also not there with the kids, so it becomes a very crucial responsibility on the parts of the elders in the family to look after children in a manner where they can actually spend a good quality time on recreational activity. CK, if please I may add, one of my friend's son is in class 10 and he has already got 1 odd certification animation. So this is how the kids are smart these days. So it's a very good time where we can adopt to a skill, and since the time is there with us, we can actually make it applicable as well. So I highly endorse to please go for kind of skill development, and there are government portals actually. If I'm not correct, I think Swayam portal is there by the government, in which it is so cost effective. Some of the courses are in fact free of cost. So and many more sites are there from where they can do the skill development probably after seventh or sixth class onward. So this is how they can actually engage themselves mentally, physically as well. But on the physical aspect, it's very crucial to make them do some kind of exercise and meditation. Very, very important to generate the patience that they require. You know, talk to them. Let the communication be there. Don't block the communication. Even if we are working there, we were working prior to this pandemic as well. So the same scenario is there now. We have to spend the same time with the kids and elders in the family in order to bring the mental peace in them. And trust me, when you're doing good as a parent, if you're putting ticks on all the responsibilities that you are doing, it somehow brings the kind of satisfaction and mental peace for the parents or the elders in the family as well. So it's become very crucial how to handle the kids. But it has become also a boon. It's been a year. They are more used to virtual media. They are more active on it. They know better things than us. They are, making apps and they are doing so many things. But the main pressure, I think, basically is on the parents. Elders in the family, they are also happy, enjoying learning the new skills or new apps or some new tech features. But when it comes to parents, especially working parents, I'm talking about, it has become a very monotonous kind of lifestyle for them. So my recommendation for them is to please don't cut off your on your diet. When you have a very fulfilling, nice, rich diet, we tend to feel very happy. So have a relaxed meal at least twice a day. One can be a little hodgepodge, but the couple of meals are to be a very good relaxed meal, especially for mothers. And take bath every day. It soothes the body, if possible, considering the conditions. Please take it couple of times. It relaxes the mind and the body. Maintain the hygiene. It's very important to maintain the hygiene because of the pandemic and for the other factors as well. By the hygiene, I'm not just concentrating on one factor, taking bath, but how we cook food, how we prepare meal, and how we serve it. So these are all become very crucial factors when it comes to the hygiene. So it's very crucial to cater for the mental health of the kids and of the middle age group and of the elders. There's one last point that I would like to add. If in the family we see there's a gradual, now there's not a sudden mental changes that are coming, the gradual mental changes that are coming. So if you are witnessing in your family somebody is talking less, somebody is not having meals properly, somebody is not taking bath, has become suddenly or gradually lethargic, not wanting to dress themselves, and the usual thing they were doing and now they are not doing, it's an indicator that needs to be catered for on priority.
I think this is a good indicator, doctor. I think what you are saying is absolutely very, very sensible, and it is a very good generic advice for everyone, every human being, whether you are a senior guy or a middle-aged person or even a kid. And you rightly pointed out that there is a department of the government which is called Skill Development Corporation of India, which is a government body, and they have tied up with IBM, and they them together are providing a lot of skills for free. There is not even a penny charged. So people, especially kids who are below 21, they can actually go and register for various skills available from Skill Development Corporation of India, absolutely free. And I think one of the skill is a digital skill, which even the elders can join the program and acquire. So I think the only thing that I get from this conversation is to maintain mentally fit, you have to engage your mind in something new. You have to learn something new which you have not done. Maybe you want to do carpentry. People like us can get into creating some furnitures and those kind of skills. What do you have to say about that?
Yes, CK, you just telepathically something just went into your mind, which was going in my mind. I always wanted to learn the skills of the barber. I really enjoy cutting hair, but because of some reason, everybody in the family was scared getting a haircut from me. You know, so but now it's been a year, and I am giving haircut to everyone in the family. So yes, there are so many things that we wanted to learn from our own, and this is one of the skill that I've developed recently. It's been a year now, and I really love to do it. And it's totally free of cost how I have learned it. It's just the YouTube videos that were available. So I just watched couple of them and then just tried and tested kind of thing happened. And this is how we can actually utilize some different tech channels and also channelize our energy, which is just lying like this, or the procrastination. It can be channelized into such a wonderful skill that we can develop. Let it be anything, let it be singing, let it be writing kavitaएं, poems, so many things we can do. They don't involve any cost, and in fact they actually involve the participation of the family member, which is so great. So maybe simple painting, something, some of these kind of gestures, they make you mentally engaged, physically engaged, and when they get socially appreciated, or even if the family people are appreciating it, you get socially engaged also. So all kind of mental health needs are being catered. Just getting yourself mentally occupied by learning a skill that you really wanted to learn, or if the time is demanding, or your situation is such that the kids are wanting you to learn it, it's very apt. Learning anytime make you mentally active.
Doctor, I think I would like to share one of my personal experience with you. This is like last month or maybe 40 days back. One of the light in the studio from where I'm actually speaking with you got, it basically there was no way to repair it. It actually got spoiled. So what to do? We have to create a studio light for ourselves, and then with little application of our gray matter, which is between our ears, I was able to find out what is the way out, and I converted this deliberately to engage with the kids and made it as a DIY project using the old dish antenna. Because what you actually need is to make a parabola and use that parabola to send the light waves in a parallel beams instead of scattering them like a bulb. So then, by stroke of luck, we had a couple of old dish antennas lying on the roof. We went with the kids. Three of us went up and selected one of them, cleaned it, polished it, made the surface shine like a mirror, put a very a small bulb, LED light, and voila, we had a studio light up and running. And that is still, I mean, this is on this my left hand side. This light is actually giving light to my face right now. So I think what you told us today made a lot of sense. I think we need to do things as a family. I think we should also develop some games which all of us can play, kids, elders, and even the middle-aged people. So all three generations can play, sit together on a dining table and play some games. I think this is what is required. I actually learned this from you after talking to you today.
I really appreciate. There's so many things I keep on learning from you, CK, and many other friends of mine, and people who are stranger to us on media, virtual media. It's so grateful. We should be grateful to God. So my last message, CK, is to everyone: please follow the social protocols. Those are very important. Even in spite of you getting infected once in the first wave or in the second wave, please be responsible for the people who are around you. Second, please follow a very good diet. Don't do dieting, and don't be so much worried about getting couple of kgs in next 2 3 months. You will have enough of the time to lose it on. Please, but consider the comorbidity factors in this case. Follow a regime, uh, exercise pattern, some mild things, and as CK yourself very correctly mentioned, family involvement, which is no cost effective. There's no cost involved, and no time, it's so you can flexible timings can be catered for this particular activity. So great going. Please do the family activities so that you are socially, mentally, physically engaged. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Thank you, doctor, and I will update you what games that we have invented in our next episode. Until then, I'd like to say goodbye for today and only to catch you in the next episode next week.
Thank you so much, CK. Thank you.